Here is another example. We are finding transfer function from the simulation diagram. Okay, so the first one, he's asking about y by u, so output over input, that's the transfer function. Now when we look at the simulation diagram here, the best thing I can do is, if I move this takeoff point right here, the h1 takeoff point, either after z3 or before z2, I can combine those two. That's I can clearly see. Now if I move this takeoff point after z3, I can combine z2 and z3, and then there is no further step, because once I have z2 z3, now I have the takeoff point and then another takeoff point before that. Now I cannot combine these two because there is a takeoff point after z2 and z3. I cannot combine these two. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to move this takeoff point of h1 to before z2. So if I move it to before z2, this is what I'm going to have, z2 z3. Now since I'm moving it before, see the signal here, say for example x, when I move it here, I must have the same signal there. Okay, but here it might be something like a, the signal x must be z2 times a. So what should I do? I need to multiply this with this h1 with z2. Okay, so here I still have z4. Okay, that's the summing point. Now can I combine these two? Yeah, those two are in parallel. Okay, their starting point and ending point is same, look like they're in parallel. So what I can do, I can combine those two. So I will end up with, I'm not drawing everything here, but this is going to be z4 plus z2 z3. Okay, now I have h1 z2. Now here I also have h2. This is coming right there, and I also have something else starting from there. Now to combine this, if I move this takeoff point from here to here, now I can combine this feedback circuit. So I have to take off this, move this takeoff point h1 z2 to after that signal. So what should I do to move that? I'm going to redraw it. So I have z4 plus z2 z3. Okay, z4 plus z2 z3. Now I'm going to move this to the other side. So once I move it to the other side, I need to divide that, because whatever the signal coming here, the same signal must receive it there. I should receive the same signal there. So h1 g2 over z4 plus z2 z3. Okay, and at the same time I have h2 right there. Okay, now I can combine this internal one. So if I combine that, it's going to be z4 plus z2 z3 over, since I have minus there, it must be 1 plus h2 g4 plus z2 z3 h2. Okay, so that's the transfer function inside. Now I'm going to draw complete to avoid confusion. This is the complete transfer function. So basically I have output y here, input u there. Okay, now these two are in series, I can multiply them, and then the feedback. So this whole feedback is going to be let me write it down. It's going to be z1 z4 plus z1 z2 z3 over 1 plus z4 h2 plus z2 z3 h2 divided by, since I have minus there, it's going to be 1 plus the feedback term and this term. So here I will end up with h1 z2 over z4 plus z2 z3 times z4 plus z2 z3 over 1 plus z4 h2 plus z2 z3 h2. Okay, this is a complete not complete yet because I have one more feedback there. So that's u and y, and I have a unity feedback there. Why I'm saying unity, there is nothing, so you can say unity feedback. Now I'm going to simplify this. I'm sure these two are going to cancel out each other. So when I simplify this, I'm going to do the LCM. So this whole term is going to be multiplied by 1 there. After multiplication, these two cancel out each other. So I will end up with z1 z4 plus z1 z2 z3 divided by 1 plus z4 h2 plus z2 z3 h2 plus h1 z2. Okay, now I have unity feedback. That's our y, here is our u. Okay, so if I do the unity feedback, I will end up with this whole term. So here this is minus. So if, for example, this is x, so this thing must be x over 1 plus x. Okay, that's what it is going to be. So all I need to do is the whole thing. Let me write it down. So it's going to be z1 z4 plus z1 z2 z3 divided by 1 plus z4 h2 plus z2 z3 h2 plus h1 z2 divided by 1 plus, again you need to write down everything, z1 z4 plus z1 z2 z3 over 1 plus z4 h2 plus z2 z3 h2 plus h1 z2. Okay, so the whole thing is going to be z1 z4 plus z1 z2 z3 over 1 plus g4 h2 plus z2 z3 h2 plus h1 z2 plus z1 z4 plus z1 z2 z3. This is our transfer function. This is going to be y over u. I'm going to stop this video here. I'm going to solve at least a couple of more examples in the next video. Thank you.